Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Harvest Moon 64. I am Meg400, and it is the first day of year 2, and our lovely wife Anne is still standing by our bedside. She will move around, she'll go outside occasionally, and again, she also does the chores, which is a help, because it does reduce time of, doing stuff. Things I recommend you do, though, like, starting with when you get married. I think I already kind of mentioned this, but give her a gift every day, your wife, and it's good to like keep stuff in the freezer and then just quickly grab some, or in your rucksack. So giving her gifts every day will help increase the chances of her having a child, as well as just making her happy in general. Not to mention, it's just nice to give her a gift anyway. Which I guess goes in line with keeping her happy. And let's go check our mailbox. Oh, thank you, Gray. It's kind of a blunt letter. And our dad is not having time to come visit us. And he's congratulating us on getting married. And also, I have Slim Kirby is now giving me high quality wool, which is really awesome because it sells for more. But anyway, yeah, I am now doing footage cuts, as you can obviously tell already. So that is a. I would like you guys to let me know, like, this one episode I'm gonna do and not really, I don't think I'm gonna edit anything else for a while, maybe the second episode too. But I want you guys to let me know if you think it's, good, what I should change with it. And before I continue with that, it's New Year's, which means let's get drunk. No, like, seriously, that's the point of this festival. The point of the festival is to try and outlast, the other people. And luckily I outlasted my wife, so I can't get shown up by her. But yeah, you want to outlast, the other competitors, and the best way to do so is to build up your tolerance. And this is a good way to, I think make Karen like you, I think, is also winning this festival. But yeah, if your tolerance is low, like if you drink in alcohol a few times, you'll build up your tolerance, and if you haven't, you're probably not going to be able to last that long. Again, at least it lasted past Anne, but yeah, I passed out, and Arnold Schwarzenegger will carry me back to my house. I lost the mayor. It's embarrassing. But yeah, I am now doing footage cuts. Let me know if you think. I almost don't want to say it's like not enough. I almost feel like there's enough footage cuts, but if you think there needs to be more, maybe, or not enough. I mean, I don't think there's too many. Maybe there is. I guess let me know what you think. If you think this is good, or if I should change it in any way. Of footage cuts, and mostly I'm just cutting out all the farming segments and a few travel segments too, because travel segments and anything that's pointless, like just me wandering in the mountains and accomplishing nothing of any interest. And here is the flower shop. I'm showing this because I do need to buy some more seeds, and I'm gonna actually be making a pretty big field of vegetables and flowers. Start like kicking up in overdrive. I'm also going to be buying some flower boxes so I can finally get that lottery ticket too. But yeah, let me know about the, what's going to end up happening if it comes as planned. And it's going to be about 5 videos or 4 videos per season. Do you guys think that is too much or the right amount for, like, that's going to be about 7 or 6 days per video, which I think is pretty decent. But if you think there should be less videos, I could technically fit in more days per video. So if you think there should be less than 4 or 5, I kind of wanted 4 or 5 because that'll allow the videos to be a little bit shorter. But if you want the videos to be longer but less videos, more work to try and play the game quick enough to start getting it ready for these coming weeks. The one session of playing through the entire game should be enough for that. But let me know. I'm open to any suggestions for the most part. I know I kind of didn't do any. I should have started cuts before this point, which I do regret. I guess I kind of wanted to, I don't like cutting because I almost feel like, well, what if I cut something that people wanted to see? But then again, it's kind of hard to apply that logic to this game because everything is the same for the most part. It's the same kind of thing, but at the same time, I still feel like, well, but I'm ruining the progression of time, and I'm. What if they wanted to see me picking up that eggplant? They may very well have really wanted me to pick up that eggplant for them. Or not for them, but yeah, if you want to know, my main goals for year 2. Try and get a child. That's like my major goal is get a child. I'm going to try and get the Harvest Festival for this year because I should be able to show off everything with the Harvest Festival for the most part, only because I think oh, and yeah, here I try to use the big fish that I had caught to, you know, summon the Kappa to get the other power berry he gives you. Oh, and this is the Etymologist. He's looking for legendary butterfly, and he looks really odd. He's kind of an entirely pointless character, but basically, he actually is kind of involved in Potpourri's picture, because the butterfly he's looking for comes around the flower that you do with Potpourri for her picture, and that is the other photo you can get. You can get Potpourri's photo with the blue mist flower, and that, even if you're married. But yeah, I tried to summon the Kepler with the big fish, and I missed. Because I wanted that power berry. That's the one that will not let you get sick, I believe, because the blue one and the red one switch abilities. What was I? Oh, my goals for year 2. I want to have a child. I want to try and get all the extensions for the most part. Obviously, get more money, obviously. I wouldn't mind getting a full barn, just to have a full barn of animals, and I will pick the names from... You know, I am cutting footage, but like whenever I get a new animal, I'll show it off so people know what I'm naming it. And yeah, usually at night you'll see your wife in the kitchen, and Anne always talks about how bad she is at cooking. I think everything's edible, maybe, or at least everything's edible. So if you're cooking something that isn't edible, that means that like we're not able, because we're able to digest like paper. Paper is edible, but you wouldn't want to eat it. So like she's cooking something that is technically inedible. She's cooking poison, basically. No, I guess you can eat poison though. I guess I should look at what edible. If edible means can you eat it, or is it able to digest it without dying? I would assume that probably the latter, maybe. But yeah, I want to get all these. I want to try and get as much done as possible. I also want to try and get a few people, like friends, married to. Like Harris, I think, is pretty close to marrying Maria because of that cutscene. And yeah, this day was basically just all setting up my farm. So as you can see, my field is starting to get pretty, you know, well, a lot bigger than it was last spring, obviously, but that's to be expected. Which surprisingly, and yeah, if you go to bed, this is the time you want to go when she's sitting in front of your bed, like a little bit later. That's the ideal time to go to bed because you'll go to bed with your wife. But yeah, I did plant quite a bit, which you would think would be overwhelming, but for some reason it really wasn't at the moment. It hasn't been too overwhelming. And yeah, well, obviously I wanted to participate in the flower lottery. I also want to try and get as many photos as I can, such as the dog race and the horse race. I do want to try and win those. As I mentioned, I'm trying to do something with my dogs. I think I mentioned that. So at some point I'll have to actually try being nice to him. My horse, I need to start being more nicer to, which I still haven't been doing. But you know what? Yeah, I think I'll do it sometime, maybe. I'm busy farming. My horse can wait. I have to go plant seeds. I have to sow life into the ground. Actually, it makes farming sound really epic, saying I have to sow life into the ground. And yeah, Anne doesn't like cooking, so she wants me to cook. Now, here's the other thing I'll be actually working on. Getting recipes. And someone mentioned giving gray eggs actually makes him like you more than, like it's his favorite item. I believe, and I may be wrong, at least from what I looked at, that only applies to the first time you give him the egg, which gives you the recipe. Other than that, I don't believe... I think everything's equal to him. Maybe not, but yeah, it definitely counts the first time you give him the egg. Just I don't think it really counts afterwards. But if anyone knows for sure, let me know. I don't really know if there's a way to gauge it though, because there's no like happiness meter, so it's not like you'd be able to tell. You know, unless you looked into the game's coding, I guess would be the really only definitive way. And yeah, I'm building more grass, because I obviously need more grass for Basil to be happy. Also because it helps in, you know, building up my fodder. Yeah, second year, well, whereas the first year was more about setting up and just kind of just getting started and getting things pretty set. The second year is going to be all about raping. Just raping in there and getting everything done as much as possible. Because it is entirely possible to get almost everything 100%. essentially. As close to 100% as you can, like all the photos, all the extensions, all that stuff. You can do that by the end of year 2. Well, technically end of spring year 3. And, oh, say, when you are going to have a baby, do you even know how? Well, you're a little kid. I would think that I would know how to have a baby compared to a little kid. But you know what? Humor me. Tell me. Women carry their seeds for babies in their stomachs. The seeds sprout when they get married, but to grow they need your love. Is that what they're calling it these days? I found that, like, that's a pretty hilarious conversation. You have this little kid who's probably, like, what, 5 years old, and he's telling this grown man how to have a baby. Oh, and hello. I forgot your name. I don't really care about your name. Oh, Cliff, that's what his name is, yeah. I love fish. Actually, no, I don't. I really don't like fish. In real life, at least. Personally. But, what was I saying before that kid interrupted me? Yeah, it's entirely... Basically, the way I've been doing it right now, for the most part, is kind of what you want to do. You want to get married by the end of the first year, and you want to have a baby. You want to start working to getting a baby, which is what I'm trying to do, you know, as soon as possible. So I'm not, like, entirely far off on... Oh, the Sewing Festival's tomorrow. Oh, cool. That'll be fun. And hello, birds hovering over my head. But yeah, the way I'm doing it isn't entirely wrong. It's pretty effective. I know you probably could get the greenhouse sooner than I'm doing. I'm kind of going a little bit less in getting the greenhouse, but I definitely feel you need to get the kitchen, at least before you get married for sure. If you get the greenhouse first, fair enough, but you definitely need the kitchen and baby bed. Kitchen before the end of year 1 in enough time to get married, and then the baby bed would get pretty soon in year 1, so you can get a baby pretty soon. You know, at least before your first month anniversary is what I would do for the baby bed. Then the greenhouse should be next. I got the bathroom just because I wanted the bathroom, but really I probably should have saved money on that. And then the staircase and the patio, I think, are the other two. They're entirely whatever you want. And they're handmade butter. Thank you, Rick. So yeah, this is, getting recipes is another thing. You can technically get a good majority of them, but yeah, you do want to get some recipes. And I'm just doing it now because, again, I kind of have more time to... Well, ironically, I have more time to focus now as opposed to when I was trying to focus on getting Anne to marry me. And definitely try and get... There's a few characters you definitely want to get recipes from. I don't know when Karen and Kai leave, but I don't know if Karen has any recipes. I can't remember. I don't think she does. Well, maybe she does. But Kai, for example, if he leaves, you obviously can't get his recipe. And there's another character who I don't want to spoil up, but who also... and don't say in the comments, but there's another character who, if you don't get her, the recipe that person has, you won't be able to get it at all. If something happens, there is a way to prevent it, though, and I will talk about this when the time comes, depending on... I guess I'll let it happen, because it is what's supposed to happen, technically. And yeah, I gave that guy a Very Berry, and supposedly, according to a guide, it's supposed to give a recipe, but it said Very Berry or grape, so I'm assuming just grape then is what I need to give him, which are in fall, so I had to wait till fall again, I believe. And yes, you are old. Oh, finally you tell me something new. Oh, now you want me to leave you alone. Screw you. But yeah, and as you can see, my potatoes, I think the potatoes are growing, so I'm... You know, making pretty good headway into spring. And yeah, this is going to be pretty much the format for year 2. Going to be a lot faster paced than year 1. I didn't really talk much, like, off-topic stuff today, but there wasn't, I kind of wanted to focus on year 1, because, you know, year 1, I am Let's Playing Harvest Moon. I would hope I talk about Harvest Moon. So yeah, next time, more, spring shenanigans, and, let me know if you think this is good. I might do tomorrow's episode, or the next episode as well in this format, but if people tell me to change it, I might, you know, I'll probably change it. And there's some of our recipes we got. So this has been Mega 400, and I'm reminding you to lick things.